Okay, avocado lovers, this is a comparison of Jim, Marvel, and Hass that were picked on the 19th of February 2023. And the Hass ripened, well, a week ago. Let's see, less than a week, 5 days ago. And I made a short video of that, posted it on the Southern California Backyard Growers group page of Facebook. So this one I will also post there. Well, actually, this one will go onto YouTube, and I'll post it on that group along with California Growers and California Avocado Producers. That's a new group that I've formed, trying to encourage avocado growers to talk about relevant issues. Anyway, so what we see is that the release date for this size gem, which is a size 48, that's a 7.5 ounce to 9.5. It's a large range. Was released, that size was released February 4th. And here we picked these February 19th, 2 weeks later. And you can see that the gem shows shriveling. It's hard to capture on film, but when you're in the supermarket, you can tell that the shriveling is slightly unappealing. You'd probably look for a fruit that wasn't shriveling. So it's my belief that the gem is released too early, at least by 2 weeks. But okay, so most gem growers recognize that the real quality of gem comes in at least mid to late March, even early February. So to release this, excuse me, early April. So to release this in early February is a mistake. Now this one is the new BL516. You can see it's ripened at the same harvest period, but it's got a green color. I didn't think it would be this dark, actually. Last year I picked them and they were still fully green when they softened. So let me pause this and then I'll cut open. I'm curious, let's do the gem first. Yeah, the first thing you see, that's very typical of immature fruit, is this sort of drying, cracking characteristic. Seed coat is good. Seed separation is good. Gem peels really well, so I don't expect any issues there. Although with early maturing, a lot of times you will see adhesion of this flesh to the skin here, but we'll see. All right. Okay, so after sampling, I think it's a pretty good avocado. It's about as good as the Hass, actually, that we had. A good minus, maybe fair double plus or something, but certainly acceptable. Not rich, but quite acceptable. I'm pleasantly surprised. Now, Marvel, these two. Quite similar to the gem. You can see here little separation of the flesh and the skin. But this one cut quite smooth. Quite curious. Another kind of surprise for me, really. Not conforming with my experience last year, but at this time. But you can see here where there's some adhesion of the flesh to the skin, but overall quality is pretty good. There's a very faint recognition from my palate of immaturity, but it's quite faint. And since the Marvel has a very rich nutty flavor, it somewhat overrides the immaturity. So it's good minus, maybe good tending towards minus, which is an improvement on Hass, actually. I'm really pleasantly surprised. Well, that's it. That was my little test of Hass. You have to go back to the Southern California Avocado Backyard Growers to see my review of Hass. It was essentially very similar to this, except that the flavor was a little substandard from what I've been eating lately. I don't know if it was just that one avocado or whatever it was. It was good minus, but all the ones I've been eating at home have been quite good. But these were all collected from the same orchard at the same time. The Hass was a little smaller. You can see it was 6.9 ounces compared to a relatively large Marvel at 8.5 or 8.8, similar sized 48. My big concern about Marvel is the green color. It doesn't darken, doesn't have a darkening equivalency to Hass when it's in the early season. But from this one sample, that doesn't really hold true.